when we are building these light bodies, when we are growing these lights, we can sometimes experience you are being very attractive when you are building more light. We're not talking about physical appearance, but there is an attraction of the person just in pure electromagnetic force. That is basically something you build with your electromagnetic field. And this is a training that is necessary to build this. And we have come through this being to provide a free 28-day consciousness shift program where we go through a lot of the fundamentals of actually raising your frequency up to host more light. It is an art that is very misunderstood. Many beings are misunderstanding it. It has to do with energy, power, right focus, frame of mind. It's about comprehending how this world works so that you can properly maneuver yourself in it with power. Power of effect. We're not talking about power over. We're talking about power of effect, universal power, being attractive to opportunities. But that also means that you're attracted to all kinds of stuff, whatever it is that you got going on. But the more clean you are energetically, the more you will just be attractive in general. And when we might receive offers. Once you start to vibrate in a certain capacity and you've cleared away enough within your energy system, you can experience a lot of people coming to you, basically. And when a lot of people are coming to you, it's good to be discerning. This has to do with being able to manage your energy. And that is about being discerning about what opportunities are for you and which one are not. That is something that each person has a particular preference. But based on the preference, I'm being a little bit quiet because okay, I'm gonna make you in on a secret a little bit here, which is that this place is such a magical place, and my body, one day I had pushed it too much, so it took me out here and it showed me this place. I have said this in other videos if you have seen that, but I want to just emphasize something. They showed me this place, and so there's no people here. It has not been people there. There's just a little bit of a road that some workers all the way up there is using, but then they're closing that, and then I'm here all alone with nature, all alone. Yeah, sure. Yesterday I had this massive clearing happening just here, where I was facing that way, and they shifted something really deep and opened up my belly, my solar plexus, and just basically the entire channel. That was that was a magical moment. And I thought I heard something. I thought I heard people. And that's what I wanted to say, is that I don't want them to know that I'm here, because it doesn't matter if they close the door, the gates, I can just jump over. You're getting a little bit into the, because I thought I heard some voices there. We'll see if I keep this in or not. But it is such a wonderful thing to find a place like this. Because it's easier to commune with Gaia, I find. It's clearer and I can go deeper. That's the thing. That's what happened yesterday. I feel like there are deeper aspects within my body that I've gotten to now that is really, really powerful. This is just me sharing the experience of the body, that this body has never had these experiences before. They're very deep. They shifted something on an energetic level that was very, very powerful. And this was the entire family of light. It felt like this entire team that assisted. It was recorded as well for the members of the community, where they came through with this powerful claiming back your power meditation, basically, where I was channeling the commands and then they just came. It was such a joy, because I just felt like they were just speaking to you, to the microphone, for the beings that are listening to the microphone, and they were adjusting me at the same time. Basically sharing that I'm the puppet, in a way, like in a charming way. No, the subject, I think, is what they call me, something like that. But I'm like, yes, I sign up. This is great. So I just felt like sharing that, because like there are levels of what stories we can tell, and I feel that if I'm bringing you a little bit into what I'm doing here, it can be a bit more interesting with Gaia, so that we can kind of see what can transpire here. And I'm also feeling that it's good to keep that part out, because it turns more presentation of something that's here. It depends. Let's just see. These are the conversations that we can have with ourselves, right? Hang on a second. I feel like I brought in more of my personality and then it's not so much of those beings. So there is that. I just have to allow. It's a little correction here. Yes, there are different levels of frequency to speak from. And this is a very good example of what can happen even in a mind, not even out loud like this, but these are the things that can happen in a mind that is trying to calibrate. Because the whole purpose is to calibrate and speak from this broader knowledge, which has to do with the consciousness, which is a level further in comprehension than this particular place, you know? It might be that this will be a fun thing to include, to just depict that. But this is a very good example of what many beings have adjusted their system to, this way of being, to just come from a certain frequency. It is important to comprehend more of this reality, and that is why we're coming with a broader point of view, that this being comprehends also. But there is a level of attunement to speak from that perspective, which is the purpose of these channelings. And there, it is important to know where you are speaking from in comprehension, because we are now speaking from the non-dualistic perspective. That is the only way that we can come in and correct some of these earthly things by giving a different perspective. That is what these are. They are upliftment into higher levels of comprehension where your energy systems are free. Free from entanglements onto the dualistic way of seeing things. Because there is a larger comprehension that is needed in order to comprehend this world, the energy, and how things are in energetic truth, which is different from how many beings are operating. They're operating pretending things, a lot of manipulation with energy going on in society. Even within beings there are manipulation, because I can behave like this, not like this, but I really want to behave like this, and I really feel this, but this and this is acceptable. And so these are ways that we need to assist you to take a broader perspective, so that we comprehend what is going on, and that we know that these different perspectives, I can only do this and that, those are false constructs that someone else has put in place, sort of, or it's been sort of created from a lot of misconception, and then it is just a filter of expression, which is not really truly what the energy of who you are is, right? And so that is what we are inviting. We are inviting that narrow perspective to start to loosen its grip, so that you can start to see the truth of this experience. That was a large one. That's me, the human, just being amazed at what's going on here. Exactly. That is the joy of seeing reality in this way. There is a lot of joy being produced by seeing the reality and the truth of it, because then there is relief for the body. When the body knows the truth, there is a relief and a release of constrictive energy. Those constrictive energies are linked to belief systems and thoughts. As above, so below, the heart center, in the middle. That is how it works when it comes to the soul and the body. So it's about loosening those things. Both of them are important, because if we just loosen them energetically and we don't change our perception, it's just going to manifest right back. Because consciousness, the lower aspects of this vessel, is dictated by the upper vessel. So the upper vessel is what needs correction the most. And the perception change, so that the correct perception comes through and gets anchored into this experience. That is what we like to say, that then you are finally landed. Because that is how big and powerful you are. But there is a landing process that needs to take place. And it's not only about the physical or sleeping right and doing the things. It's about comprehending the truth of these experiences, so that we can elevate the matter up into higher frequencies by us being present with it. Meaning we have to be very present and loving towards these bodies. Gaia is connected to these bodies, right? So whenever you look after these bodies, you are looking after Gaia, and then you are connecting to the natural flow of energy. That's the only way that you can have truly power of effect in whatever it is that you're doing in the world. Because you will magnetize more people. Your energy field will grow and become bigger. That is literally what will transpire by training in this way. It is a lost art, so to speak, that many are searching for. If you're interested to start that process, there is a link in the bio that will take you to Channeling Jesus 28-day consciousness shift. That is a free gift from us to you. And that is a way to train the consciousness to commune with higher beings and to land who you are truly. You're much grander than you pretend to be. It is time to land who you truly are. We'll see you again in another one. Ciao. That's what wanted to be shared today. If you want to leave a comment, that's more than welcome. I really enjoy seeing your comments, and I'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.